Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to My Hero Academia. It is season 3, episode 18. It is the finale of the first fight competition, however you want to say it, to be one of the top 100, those that will get through to the next round in becoming a hero, at least temporarily. So you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my descriptions. You will find the full reaction there. Just follow the link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy it. Once you've done, come back here, hear me out, and well, I will talk a little bit about what happened. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, I mean, come on, that was such a great episode. I really enjoyed it. There was so much in there, so many different scenes. And as I wrote already in my comments too, in the descriptions of the video, I really like the fact that they bring out the powers and the personalities of the characters we have not seen so much of yet. We know them already, but there were some major characters in the first 2 seasons. And for sure we had to focus on those, and some that kind of developed into becoming major characters as well, like Uraka or our beloved Ingenium, Ida. But there was this, in the class there were many characters who were shown, who had quirks, but very rarely stood out at all. So if you see, as example, Coda was more than not shown at all before. So now in season 3, I really like the fact that they give these characters a shot, that they point out their strong sides and what they are capable of, and that we can see how they grow in using their quirk, but in personality as well, in team play, in working together, and in, if necessary, standing alone as a hero, as we've seen now. That was great. It was really good. I like it. So, I discussed in the beginning of the of my reaction a bit about Kachan, about the option that he could maybe increase his firepower somehow, being able to, I don't know, reach higher temperatures or stuff alike. Although he is already incredibly good and adaptive. We've seen it in the last episodes. He created the AP shot, now he has a Gatling effect. Now he can create grenades for others to use as well. And while doing all of this, he is still aware of what everyone else around him is doing. So he gave the grenade to his teammate to give him a distraction option. And as we got later on explained, he didn't use his full force because he was worried to hurt others. He is growing incredibly. He's becoming more and more I wouldn't say the major character of the story, because that is still Deku, but he was from the start on the secondary who we had to have a look at, who was incredibly powerful, but he now gets more and more of a genuine side, or he is more and more willing to show it. I guess he had it very long already. He's still very vocal, he's still very vulgar and mean, and calling people strangest things. But at the same time, when you understand what he's doing, you can see that he tries to protect the others, you can see that he tries to help the others. And I chose this picture here particularly because I can really see the 3 of them forming a group. I mean, Kirishima was already good friends with Kachan in the past, with Bakugo. But now it seems as if Kamini is joining in. And why not? It would be a good thing. We have Deku with Ida and Uraka. Why not those 3 here as another group? I would really like that. To see friendships forming over the time. Then, well, we had the encounter with Meatball, who was, or I will call him Meatball, it's his quirk. As I already discussed last time, the quirk itself is, I would perceive, very negative, as more of a, not hero quirk, but more of a villain quirk. But then you cannot choose what quirk you're born with, so you have to work with what you do. I can see his reasons to do what he does. So he did not go for the balls. He could have possibly massaged, changed the people in a way that he can then just put his balls on them and would have been through the next round. And I think he had enough people there to do it. However, he chose not to do it because he wanted to take out everyone that he thinks is unworthy to reach the next round. So he was there with a complete different mindset of what this competition is about. I see his reasons, I can understand them partially, but by doing so, in the end, he shot himself in the foot. Because that's why he didn't pass. Somewhen you will encounter someone who is better. So he possibly overestimated his abilities a bit, although it is very strong what he is capable of. Yeah, which brings me to lightning. So, I mean, it was only a matter of time until he would be able to focus the lightning and shoot it into one direction. And I already guessed by the equipment that he had in one of the past episodes that this is something he can use to shoot the lightning. I thought he would shoot it from his elbow out of these things he has there, but nope, they did go another way. So he shoots like what could I say? Oh, well, in the end, it's a metal disc. And he can direct his lightning at this disc up to 10 meters, if I got it correctly. So by doing so, he has a destination, his lightning, his electricity flows to, and by doing so, he can create a straight-lined lightning effect. The shooter is somewhere in his armor as well, I guess. So that's really good. Very effective, very clever. The range is a bit low, no question, but he wanted to have something that he can use without hurting his teammates. So kudos for that. That's a really impressive and important thing he figured out first. He was not able to work properly in a team due to his quirk, and now he is. It may not be the most efficient thing yet, but who knows? I mean, I guess he's able to do more than one of those discs. We've seen him shoot 2. Maybe he will have an effect that he can create like a lightning trap, putting 2 discs there and already charging them, and if someone walks through, he gets electrocuted, you know? So I see options there. We will possibly see more from him. Yeah, then we had the tape trap, which was a nice idea as well. I always dig when characters combine their quirks to create something new and more powerful or surprising. And it was a pretty easy idea, using the tape and some stones, binding those together and having Uraka lift them up in the air and then let them fall on the enemy. So by that, they kind of created a net. And the tape was used to glue onto the enemy. So that was really clever. That's an easy way, well, neither easy, to take out the enemy. They were kind of lucky there was no one with an especially high strength or stuff alike. You would have ripped those apart. But it was a well crafted and clever combination of quirks, and it shows it doesn't matter if you know what quirk the other have. If you do not think far enough of the option that they will combine their quirks and what they can do with that, it will not help you. So they took multiple people out here as well. Yeah, and passed, which is fine for me, which I like. It was a good thing. It was clever, well designed, and we had the one short moment where one of the other competitors said, "Please don't take me out. I have to pass this time." So I guess he's possibly in year number 3, and it's his last chance to pass before finishing his school. And sure, if you are finishing school but you haven't had this work allowance before, it is possibly harder to find a job then. But then, as mean as it may be, you really have to think about you are judged by what you're capable of as a hero, what your options are. It's the same as the summer festival we've seen. the people will take you if you are good at what you do. And if you cannot pass this test multiple times, as it seems, then maybe you are not good enough. It's hard. It's no easy thing. But as we heard in the past, you can still go and work for the police. If you really want to be a hero, do that. Or for the fire department. There are many options. And then there's something I think most people would be surprised about as well. We had a nice Kachan for a second. Possibly I don't know. Maybe he stumbled or hit his toe. I have no idea. But while walking by Deku, he was not mean. He was more neither even nice. It was nearly a congratulations, you know? It was an acknowledgement of power. He acknowledged the fact that Deku is powerful. He said, with the power you possess, you had to pass. So he was like, yeah, okay, see you next round. And you made what you borrowed your own. So we had that in the past about the quirk that Deku inherited. It was borrowed by now, but it is his now, not only because All Might can't use it anymore, but because Deku really trained hard and did everything he could to adapt and to get this power working properly within himself. So that is something, it's kind of a bow we see from Bakugo here, with words. And if you would ask him later on, he would possibly shout at you and say he never said that, you know? But it's interesting, because it shows a lot of development in Bakugo as well. So, really liked that. And then we finally are in the Twinkle department. So, he was hit already by 2 balls. I'm pretty sure he wasn't when he met up with Ingenium, with Ida. I really thought they both had no hits there. But when they then went on and, well, Ida kind of carried him out of every situation, you could see that he was hit by 2 balls before already, while I think Ida had no hit. 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago, when this whole storyline here started, I said that I see the option that one of the characters of UA might be willing to sacrifice himself by offering someone from his own school the last hit. And in this situation, I really thought that maybe, just maybe, it would be him offering Ida this last hit in a situation where it's like, you know, there are 10 or 20 people jumping at you. You know it will be over for both of you. And just the theory, just saying Ida had one taken out before already, so he needs just one more to take out. I really expected something like that he would offer it, or maybe that he would kind of grab Ida's hand and push it with the ball onto his chest on the symbol himself. I would have liked that. As strange as it may sound, I don't like if he wouldn't have passed, but I would have liked it because it would have given an incredible amount of strength and camaraderie to this character. On the other hand, you might question it, because you want to be a hero, then you will have to fight to the end. You do not give up. They kind of did that. They did it a bit different. He used his naval laser to create a beacon to lure everyone in, hoping that Ida would then be able to take out the 2 persons he needs, which is very likely by the benefits that Ida had with his speed. And he kind of sacrificed himself there. In many ways, like in many teams, you see stuff like that. It's very often held up as being very heroic. I think it's something one can discuss about if it is heroic or stupid. I cannot really say. But what he did by doing so was, he did not only lure in the other schools, he gave a beacon to his own school as well. So the other group from UA, which was still left, found them and then was able to use the situation to the advantage of all of them. It was very unlikely that everyone was passing there, but they did it due to that. We've seen really cool quirk usage here. So cover drops, black shadow, so that he's kind of partially invisible. But there was one that was new for me, so warp refraction, it is called. Our invisible girl. Up till the moment now, I mean, the question really was, how do you develop an invisible quirk? You are already invisible. What else you want to do, right? One might have said, like, make your equipment invisible as well, so she could wear clothes, or have some equipment like, I don't know, melee gadgets, or some kind of net pistol, whatever you want. That this would be invisible as well. That would have already been awesome. But instead, she goes for the direct opposite. She makes stuff visible, in the meaning of invisibility is the fact that you cannot with your eyes perceive the person. Possibly because the light is bouncing around, is kind of refracted. I'm not sure if it's the correct word, around the person. So it's not vanishing, because then you would see a black hole. But instead it moves around and then flows in the normal flow again, so you think there's nothing. So it's about modifying light. And that's what she does here in the other direction. She increased light. So she is like a living flashbang, which is cool. I would have kind of liked if they would have had like her body appearing for a second. Like a bright shining image of her. That this is the light effect. I would have liked that as well. But the idea is already clever and very good. So she blinded others. Which can be very effective in a team fight. I mean, she's invisible, you don't know she's there, so you're not able to hide, you're not able to close your eyes when she's doing it, so she will get you for sure when she wants to. Really good. Very well done. So once again, a quirk upgrade I did not expect, and I like very much. And well, then we had the episode's title, which I used, My Twinkle Will Not Stop. He was kind of surprised that everyone came to his rescue. But in the end, I mean, they're really a team. Ida is definitely the class rep. There's no question. The fact that he was like, I will leave as the last one. I will make sure every one of us passes before I do. Once again, one might question, you're a hero, you have to pass as well. But he is the class rep and he stands in for his class. I like it. So everyone made it through. I guess it's possibly like the first time ever that UA was able to do that completely. And Eraserhead was trying not to show the fact that he was proud. Instead he went for, well, I have to train more, mumble mumble. She got it, for sure. She understood it. So, very nice. Next episode will be Rescue, however. So I guess it will be teams teaming up and doing rescue operations. I can only guess that all in this town, in this field, in this training field, they put, I don't know, puppets or real persons, other heroes possibly, who would be able to save themselves if needed, or kind of like obstacles you have to get out. As an example that you rescued a person. It might be, you know, like a ball again lying in the fire and you have to get in, get it out without it burning. Stuff like that. And I guess you need to have like a specific amount of points or people rescued. So, thus this is all over the area. You can once again go with where is my quirk the best. So, if there's an area with water, it's possibly a good area to go to for Tsu. While other areas might be more efficient for other characters. But if you need more than one rescue, if you need, I don't know, every person who wants to pass to the next stage, oh, it's the last one. If you want to finish, you have to be someone, I don't know, rescuing 5 people. Or you have to be the first to rescue a specific number, and the first 20 pass, something like that, I guess. So it's possibly about time, you have to be fast. And you have to be aware of your quirk and of the area. And even at starting, before going in, you should have like a schedule where you want to go already. And then it's about combinations of quirks, I guess. So the interesting question here is, are you allowed to interfere with the others? Because then it gets a problem. if it is not about rescuing only, but it is about you are allowed to stop others to make sure they don't get the points, then it will be a competition again, and in my opinion, it will be very unheroic. When it is about rescue, the question once again is it about getting the points, being the one that does the rescue, or is it about making sure everyone is rescued? Because there is a major difference for me. There are some characters with quirks who are not as good at the direct rescue, but who would be awesome to help everyone else. So just saying, we have like Earphone Jack. If she's standing in the entrance of the whole area and all the teams are there, she could be someone saying, there is one person there, one there, one there. So she can give the instructions where to go. You could have one or two characters who, like Ida, who are good at reporting, you know, running back and forth, giving information where to go next. Those characters would be like a backbone. They are not in the front of rescuing, but they would be crucial in a real rescue to have. So this is the question, will they go for that or not? I guess it will be specific teams and each does it itself. We will see. So that's it for this time. I really liked it, as you may know by the long time I discussed. And I will see you the next time. Until then, please feel free to comment, like and subscribe. And until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.